guys, I'll give you a quick update. So we're back in the same spot we were yesterday morning, but the weather is quite a bit different. Yesterday was real heavy fog, misting, just real damp. Everything just wasn't feeling low. Nothing really talked yesterday morning. We came back in here yesterday afternoon on the other side of this piece of property and struck a bird, but we made a plan to come back in where we came yesterday morning and get right up under where we heard a few birds gobble first thing yesterday morning. So we're working our way down this lane. There's a nice cut that runs up through the woods on the other side of this bottom. We're just going to take that all the way up and then pick our way through the woods and get tucked right in up next to the roost.
It's like 4:45 in the morning.
Yeah, we got up at 3 this morning. It's Saturday, and we wanted to make sure we beat everyone to the spot. So it is day 6 of the Tennessee trip, and I only have a 7-day license, so be hunting today and probably tomorrow morning before we hit the road for Arkansas.
Give you guys an update real quick of what's happening. Sam and I got in here. We ended up right underneath a wad of turkeys. I don't even know how many of them there is, but there's a bunch of them. And they're hammering right over the hill right here. Problem is we're right on the property line. We're only like 30 yards from it right now. So Sam left, and he's going to crawl around this deadfall over here behind me to try to move around the back of the ridge this direction and call down in there trying to bring him over.
Alright, we got Chris with us this morning. He's Zach and Aaron's buddy that they met hunting public land in Iowa, and he's my buddy now, whether he likes it or not. But he's got a tag, I've got a tag, and it is Saturday, and there's people everywhere. And we pulled off. Did you go again?
Right here.
We pulled off on this really small piece of public. I don't know, it looks like it's like 7 acres in size. Told Chris to just pull over. We'll stop here since there's vehicles everywhere else. We called a little bit and there's a bird hammering right up on the private there. So we're gonna have to get him to come onto this little piece, but I'd imagine it's a piece that people don't hunt very often, so we're gonna get going.
As you guys probably heard this morning, there's a pile of birds along this bend of the river, and they all pitched down and started moving up this ridge. So we circled back around the property line, and we're working our way in to try to get in a position where we can set up and maybe call one in.
We're gonna have to crawl up there because they're not very far.
Yeah.
And their boundary line is right there on that tree, right there.
And Aaron heard some hands back in there too, so we know they're still around.
See if you can crawl up to those. See those two?
Yep.
Right there.
Okay. Turkeys, right here. Yep, they're coming. A little farther right. Right past. No, coming left a little bit now. There you go, right there. Should see their heads here in just a second. He'll come out right there. He's coming down into the bottom, coming right to us. They're skirting, going left now. They're running them out. He turned towards us. He turned towards us a little bit. Come on. Now he's right in the bottom. The last I saw, he was coming. But, yeah, they're all coming. It looks like they're all coming up the hill. They're going to come to our left, though. He's at like 15 yards to our left. Does he see us? I don't think so. He's directly behind us. All the jakes are just following him. Well, so far this morning, it has basically been a complete cluster. We snuck in here real early on the opposite side of this ridge. Got set up right underneath a whole pile of turkeys, so we couldn't really film all that much. After they all pitched down, we worked around the back side of this ridge and spotted some jakes on the opposite hillside. And they actually ended up running a tom right up in here. But we were basically just pinned down, and the way they skirted us, they ran down into the bottom and then came up at about 15 yards to my now.
I see a turkey. You can keep talking, but I see one up in the woods moving around.
Okay. Anyway, those jakes and that tom made a full circle around us and then just scooted over the top of the hill. Ward just spotted a turkey. Can you tell what it is?
No. It's just moving right to left really fast.
It's always a good sign.
Guys, we got turkeys pitching across the river to us right down here off Sam's gun.
Which direction are you looking? Right to your left. Okay. Sounds like a gobbler, Gobbler. Just wait. Yep. Also one to the right on that opposite edge. Yep. But you see one, or you see one?
No, I just saw it.
Okay. Yep.
Jakes coming up.
Yep. There's a hen closer in between us and the jakes. Got a longbeard right to my left. 8 yards. He's behind a tree currently. He saw something he didn't like.
You're gonna have to kill him.
He's dead. There's Tennessee turkey, right-handed. Bad luck streak over. I cannot believe that worked.
Sorry guys, this has been a complete cluster of a morning. I apologize for the footage in advance because there's the lack of footage or whatever you would call it.
I mean, really, cluster of a morning, but cluster of a week.
Oh man, like the bird was getting out of there. I mean, I was hoping he was going to come over there to them Jakes, but Sam just whispered.
Well, there was two longbirds.
Was there?
Yeah, so there was him that I shot over here, but there was another one that was coming up the hill from, like, came up to those Jakes right at the last minute.
Oh really? There was another one right there?
There was another one right there.
Well, I might have them on video, I don't know. I mean, I was filming those Jakes and that hen came up, but we kept hearing turkeys pitching across, and they never gobbled. But at one time, remember how I told you I thought I heard a gobbler yelp?
Yep. Yeah.
Like, gawk, gawk, gawk. You shot, and like all these turkeys are flying everywhere, and we had no idea if you killed them or not. And then you kind of peeked up. What'd you say?
He's dead. I was so nervous to check. I was like, oh man, after like on Wednesday, couldn't swing on the one. Thursday, had a bad shell, or missed, well, I don't know, whatever you call it. And then today I had to switch, I had to switch hit.
Yeah, you had to shoot right-handed at 10 yards. We found these turkeys yesterday, and I'll show you guys the boundary lines. I mean, I could see the white signs from here. A while ago, when those Jakes were running that tom round, just a mess. I mean, there were so many turkeys around us on the point of this ridge, and the way that the property line runs is we've only got about 60, 70 yards of ground here to work with in between the private land and the creek. But there were so many turkeys roosted down through here this morning, there had to have been half a dozen gobblers and just a pile of Jakes and hens. After those birds moved off, we swung around the ridge to get to this side because, and a lot of people like get intimidated by that river down there, but them turkeys, as you saw, will pitch back and forth. No big deal. I mean, Zach and Jake filmed those 3 longbirds pitching across earlier in this hunt.
Yeah, they do it every day. I mean, just jumping back and forth. It's not a super wide river. It's not like they're,
no, they go back
flying
and forth.
a mile.
But we heard all those turkeys get out over here, so after they moved off, we swung around over here, crawled up here, and y'all saw it. I mean, just a total mess. But after those Jakes pushed that longbeard off, I mean, he came by like 15 yards, but Sam couldn't get moved and switched on him because he's left-handed. Second time this trip.
Well, somebody else killed him.
I thought I heard him calling down in there a while ago. This is wild back here. I don't even know what to say. This is insane. There were so many gobblers on this ridge.
Oh yeah, it's just
crazy.
And
this is in the very back corner of the public, and that guy that just shot, I think, is hunting them on private ground across the river.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Yes.
Nice beard on him, huh?
Yeah, not bad. My first Tennessee Longbird.
We earned that one.
Yeah, that has been a week of hunting. There's no doubt.
That's the thing with these river turkeys like that. They're tricky because you don't know which side of the river they're going to pitch to, but most folks would have hunted them on the side that we were on this morning and then left after they got down and they quit gobbling.
Yep.
See, because all those turkeys were roosted in these trees right here above us in here. I'll give you guys a quick point of view on what just happened with Sam's turkey. Here's where we're set up at. Right there at that black oak tree. Plenty big enough, good back cover. And we were facing down into this little valley below us. Right in these trees is where all those turkeys were roosted at this morning. And they pitched down and went off over the hill, but we had several of them fly over this creek. I'll show you the creek down here. You can see the creek, it's right there. And there's a couple fields that you may be able to see in the back of the frame right there. A lot of these turkeys were roosted in these trees gobbling, and they pitched across to those fields and then shut up. They got it with a bunch of hens, and that was that. But then we moved in behind the camera here, set up on this ridge and started calling to them, and the hens eventually started pitching from those fields on that side of the river to this side and then working right up through here towards us. Those two jakes and that hen walked right down through here, and the Longbird came up through this thick stuff across the top. That's why we weren't able to get much video of him. But man, these river turkeys are awesome. Pretty handy, isn't it?
That's super handy. That's way better than the legs over the shoulder.
Turkey tote.
Turkey goat. Did you make it yourself?
No, my friend Paul makes them.
Cool. I'll have to get one.
Yeah. Yeah, they got one, Ted. It's hanging up in the tree down there.
I like it.
They came in last night to camp and just hunt for the weekend. Went out and got them a bird, looks like.
Nice job.
Longbird in the trunk.
Oh yeah.
What are you guessing, Matt?
Oh,
Man, I'm gonna guess.
47.
Yeah, I think 46 or 47. Let's see here.
45.
45 and a half?
And a half.
Kind of a short bird.
Kind of. He looks pretty long, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Ted?
It's awesome. 3 in the morning was worth it, huh?
Yeah,
Sure
it was, because there was a lot of other people in there.
Oh, yeah?
There were 4
Yeah.
other trucks when we walked out, like parked in there.
Jeez.
Yeah. And we heard one other shot. I think 2 other birds probably got killed back there while we were in there. So,
Nice.
yeah.
All right, well, we were slowly working our way back towards this grown-up field behind us. And we got back to this river bottom here. And right out in front of us, it kind of falls down in elevation to the river. And there's either a hunter, or what it sounds like to me and Chris is a couple hens. We got up right above them here where it kind of opens up, where they got it mowed here. I imagine it's a spot the turkeys come up and strut and peck around, so we're set up. It sounds like they're about 100 yards up in front of us. Son, you got him. What do you think?
I think somebody got one, bud. It wasn't us.
We better go say congratulations. I heard flopping.
Hey, bud. You get one? Gotcha.
Tom or Jake? Is that all right if we come over there?
Howdy, howdy.
How you doing?
Congrats, guys.
I believe y'all helped us call him in. We heard y'all up there.
Yeah.
What's he got, 2-year-old?
Big old beard.
He's probably got 7-8 inch spurs, but he got a good beard.
Yeah, he does.
His spurs,
brother.
his spurs is 2-year-old bird.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, we heard him probably gobble an hour ago, and he was a long way off.
Yeah, he was gobbling out my slate. He wouldn't do nothing with mouth call, and then the last time they gobbled, it was 2 birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
Yeah,
That's the reason
we
we
thought it was 2 birds.
There was 2 guys just ahead of y'all come around through here too.
Really?
Yeah, I think they walked by us.
They walked
On around that way?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
they
came,
walked up on
we were
us.
set up way on the other side of this field coming up, and they came right down below us. And
We weren't sure if you guys were turkeys or hunters at first.
Yeah,
you guys
well,
sounded good.
sounded all
Well, y'all
right.
Yeah.
did too,
Well, good.
Cause y'all was up there. At first, I thought y'all was a hen. That's the reason I called back to you. And I was talking to you a little bit, and then I thought they not moving. And that's a favorite spot for people right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I thought there's somebody in there.
Well, we didn't want to go any further because we weren't sure if you guys were real turkeys or if you were hunters. So
I'm glad you didn't, but
yeah, yeah.
I've had it happen both ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on public land, that's just the way it happens.
Yep.
And,
Yes,
you know,
sir. Well, congratulations again,
Yeah.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Beautiful bird.
yeah, you got him
That's
a
my
good
first bird on public land.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Congratulations.
I heard him down here. I barely heard his wing when he was walking.
Uh-huh.
And I turned around because I was pointed more out that way. So I turned this way, and next thing I seen the tip of his white head come by.
Uh-huh.
So I swung on around just a little bit more, and then I waited for him. He walked behind one of these little bit bigger tree, and when he got his head behind it, I got my gun on up.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go see if we can't get on another one.
Yeah. Congratulations
Good
again.
luck, fellas.
Yeah.
We're going to take pictures
Good
here.
to
and I
meet
think
There you go.
You
bro.
want us to
probably
take your
gonna do-
picture?
We're going to get the,
There
Want
you
us to
go.
get a picture of both of you together?
It's up to
if you
you.
don't mind,
Yeah.
wouldn't mind to get the picture with him. That's
Good work.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
We're gonna get
Hey.
out here to the truck for a little
you
while.
from hunting public.
Yeah.
I've seen your videos, buddy. It's his first public bird.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I've been trying to get him. We grew up hunting, had all the private land. My grandfather farmed. We had all the land to hunt on, but it's just kind of dried up, you know. And I've been hunting public for several years now, and I've been telling him, you know, it ain't what the horror stories that
Right.
I remember as my youth.
Yeah.
In fact, I've seen more people today than I've seen
Oh yeah.
in a long
So
time.
is it just only the second weekend too?
Yeah.
Y'all do a lot of video.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
He's got they got their own show. I don't know if y'all in it too. I can't. You all,
I am, yeah.
I hadn't seen some of your later stuff. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Well, you
I
might be
remember
in. You might be in it. So
Well,
go
I
get
need
your show
to-
on.
I need to look it up. I hadn't seen any.
We
other
just
videos.
posted one last night of the one that I shot down here a couple days ago. So
Awesome.
check it out.
Well, guys,
yeah, big.
good to meet you.
Yeah, it's good to meet
Yeah.
you. Congrats on the bird.
Appreciate it. Hey.
All right. Well, we were moving in on where we heard those birds gobbling. Sounded like there was two of them. And when we got to that point up there, we thought it was either a hen yelping or somebody calling, so we just kind of backed off and gave them their space in case it was some hunters. And we just lightly called back and forth, and after a while, heard that gunshot. And I think we ended up helping bring that tom right up by those guys, so pretty cool. Some nice guys. It was his first public land turkey ever, so they're dying today. I guess Sam killed one. Sun's starting to pop out now, and things are just getting right, so hopefully we can get on another one or two today.
Not bad.
Is that your first Easter? Did Aaron shoot this one out? Yeah, we were talking about that.
No, I did not shoot
Pretty
that
sure.
one out from under.
Thank you.
He was actually there at 8 yards, and Sam said, "Mark, there's a longbird." Right. And Sam's gun is pointed that direction. I'm filming two jakes and a hen out in front of us.
Did you measure him?
45 and a half.
I know. Surpassed.
What's the longbird? How long is that?
Jake got 40.
Every one of them's long. They're all longbirds, even if they're short.
Is
Long
it
fan.
me or these?
That's the rule, at
These
least.
tail fans awfully white on the tips.
Decent sized bucks, but they never get
Well, that is the end of day 6 for me. Finishing off with a pretty decent bird this morning. Gonna get him dressed out, get him in the cooler, and we'll probably cook him here in the next couple days.
It tastes good.
Oh, wild turkey is just delicious. Anybody who says differently is wrong.
Deer venison's actually pretty good too, believe it or not.
Catman found some sheds.
How's nobody been in there yet to find these things?
It's about 2
This is
miles back.
Alabama, but
You
these
gotta-
are all today.